guys, and welcome. So in this video I just wanted to show you I am in my basement. I'm just gathering my packing supplies because we are heading out for a dance competition this weekend. So I wanted to show you what I pack for a road trip with the kids for a tournament, my son's tournament or my daughter's dance competition. So most of the stuff is pretty standard for both. There's just a few differences between the two as to what I pack. So come along. Hopefully you'll find this video helpful, and if you do, give me a thumbs up, and if you're new, I would love for you to join me on this channel and subscribe. Thank you so much. So for the car and for the food, so let's start with the car first. So I like to pack up two different coolers. So usually one this size. I like to put snacks in. They don't necessarily have to be snacks that go in they need to be cool, but just to keep them contained. And then once we're at tournament, the game, or at the dance competition, the kids can take this and put the snacks that they'll be using for during the tournament while they're at the events in there, so they can put water and snacks. It's big enough to hold everything. And then for water, I like to use a bigger one in the car. And again, this one I can stick an ice pack in it and put all our drinks in here. For the car ride, I like to have two separate ones, so that way they're not going through the food and mushing it up when they're trying to get drinks. So drinking cooler and a cooler. And then again, this is a great size to take into the event with us, for my husband and I, and pack extra snacks for if we're going to dance competition and my son comes with us to watch his sister. I can pack some snacks in here as well. Another one that if it's an all-day event, I don't mind using, that we're not going to be leaving, is this one. So the other two that I showed you were from from 31, and this one is from Pampered Chef. Now, this is not bad, but it's okay for a couple hours throughout the day to use it with lots of ice packs in it, but it's not as good as that one. Now, but it's big enough that way I can fit drinks and all of our food if I have to pack lunches for us or dinners or whatnot in here. It's big enough to fit. Okay, so there you see it. It's fairly big. And then we often like to pack food, like I'll make lasagna or any casserole type of thing, and I'll pack it up and then we can heat it. It's great to stay in check with healthy eating, and also saves money, so you don't have to spend lots of money eating out, because you're already spending lots of money for staying in hotels. We'll do team dinners and stuff like that, but I like to, if I know that a hotel has a cooktop, I can pack eggs and make eggs. I can also, I like to pack yogurt and milk and all that stuff in here. Sandwich meat, and this is a great size. It holds quite a bit, but it is an excellent cooler. So just so you know, just so you can see, and it holds things very cold for a very long time. And I had purchased a plastic container, that's actually two of them that are the width of the bottom, and I fill them up with water and freeze them, and then I have ice blocks, and I'll take them out and I'll have ice blocks. So that keeps things very cold. So we like to use this, and sometimes I'll use this cooler too if we're going on a very long drive, like 10-hour drive. Then I'll pack our food in it and have it in a car with us, just because it does keep things very cold. So, and I like using this one just in case if there's not a fridge in the room, because then I can just replenish the ice the next day and I know it will keep things cold. So that's as far as the coolers go. And then for the car ride, depending on the length of the car ride, I like to have blankets and pillows for the kids, because no matter what, they might get cold, especially it's not comfortable to drive in a car and with your jackets on, and so that way they can cover themselves if they fall asleep and things like that. And I also like having one of these in a car. I have an inverter that I plug this in, but that way you don't have to have 17 million plugs that you need. I just use this. Usually they're pretty good and charged up. We don't have to use this, but just in case of an emergency. And in my car I always keep spare charging cables and also spare headphones. And then for the ride, I also like to, I can't read because it makes me sick, but both of my kids can read, so I always pick up books that are appropriate for them to read. So that way, in case if they get bored with their tablets and whatnot and need a change, I'll pack this. I don't usually pack all this stuff for a 2-hour ride, but if we're driving 6 hours or more, then I like to have things for them to do. They're usually pretty content with listening to music and watching a movie, and sometimes even playing a game on their iPod. But if they need a change, I like to give them a bit of a backup. I also like to pick up some like crossword things, workbooks at the dollar store, and gives them something else to do. So for luggage and things, this is what I usually use for when I travel with my family for over a weekend. I like to take a bigger size suitcase, not just a carry-on, so that way we only use one. And all of my suitcases are the hard Samsonite, and give you show you what I always unzip the wrong thing. Look like they're expandable, so you can expand them. But this is what they look on the inside. Typical suitcase, so that way I can fit all of our clothes in here. Then a must-have for me is, this is by 31, and it is a hot flattener. Why is it that I can never remember what things are called? The flat iron to put in there, so that's a must. And then I always like to have a little first aid kit with band-aids, so I always replenish that. This is a cover for my tablet. It's just extra protection, and for my MacBook, which I always bring. And I usually pack my traveling office in here, and I usually put my planners in there, and I don't take all of my planners, but my main one and usually my journal I'll take in here, as well as any material that I'm reading. Then for toiletries, I like to pack this one, and in here I usually have all of our toothbrushes, and I have these color coded so we know whose toothbrush it is. All of us have a different color, and these actually stay in here. There are travel toothbrushes, and then because we do travel quite a bit throughout the year for tournaments. And then I always have a toothpaste in here, a hairbrush, a wet brush, and then I'll also put deodorants, which I don't have in here because we ran out, and washcloths if I need to, and I think that's it for this one, because I have this one that stays packaged all year long, and I love it because I can hang it up in a bathroom. And there's a pouch here, and then over here I have a body lotion, a body wash, shampoo, conditioner, scrubber for me. Then there's soap for my husband, and there's also a body spray for me. What another thing that I'll stick in here is a shaving stuff for my husband when he uses it, and then I also have the taming cream, which is like a styling cream that prevents frizz in here. And this is how it stays all year long, and I just refill these or buy new ones if I need them. And then this time I'm gonna be using this one for my toiletries. Well, not for my toiletries, for my skincare. I packed this one. It still has my Minnie Mouse earrings, but this one for my jewelry. I like to pack this one for all my makeup. And then these, I usually put my journal and my book and whatnot that I'm reading. I probably won't use both of them, but I use those. And those are from 31, 31, 31, 31, 31. I think that's from Walmart. And then another thing that I'm packing this time around is a mini sewing kit. Oh, this fell out. And some scissors, and also a wrinkle releaser. That's more because the next trip that we're going on is a dance competition. And the last essential that I pack, this is more for when we go on for water polo tournaments, are things that, because sometimes my son's in the water for several hours and I know his ears get a little wonky, so I like to have hydrogen peroxide. I also like to have eye drops and ear drops, polysporin drops in case for all the scratches that he gets, and then I just have Q-tips, and that's actually what I'm packing in here. There's always Q-tips in here, hand sanitizer. I have calamine lotion in case if there's a rash from chlorinated pool, and I think that's about it. And there's extra, just very large band-aids if there's a need for any of that. So I like to have all of this with me. I will also pack pain medication, which that's pretty standard. I always pack pain medication. So I think these are pretty much standard things that I will take with me for any weekend trip that I go to. I have done lots of videos on how I pack my travel office bag type of thing, so I can link that up above for you guys to see. And now I just need my clothes. I do not use packing cubes when I pack for weekend trips. I do, however, use packing cubes when I pack for longer trips. So I think that's it. If I remember anything else, I did have a list that I followed, but I might have forgotten things on the list. But I also forgot to mention that my kids are old enough and they pack their own toiletries. They're responsible to pack up their own stuff that they want to take. They each get a bag that I had purchased them, and they can fill it with whatever toiletries that they need, and then they're also responsible for making sure that they have all of their required stuff for tournaments and for competitions. I usually give them a list of clothes that they need to pack up, and they can choose whichever clothes they want to pack and pack within that list. Otherwise, they would either underpack or overpack for sure. This way, it's a pretty standard list. I have it saved on my computer, and I just change up the number of underwear or socks or shirts that they need based on the number of days that we are traveling for. I almost forgot that I also pack these for, especially if we are going to have a balcony. I like to, well, both of us like to have a glass of wine and enjoy ourselves a little bit in the evening. So, and I hate drinking out of just a regular cup or a coffee mug, so I like to pack these. These are plastic, and they are from Dollarama, and then they were $2.50. And then I don't know how many of these I have, because for a while there I kept forgetting to bring one. Most wines now you can just buy with a screw on top, but in case we don't, I always keep one of these with the wine glasses, so these kind of stay with my travel stuff. Another thing that I forgot to mention and show you is that I also bring my own coffee maker. Now lately a few of the hotels that we've been to have had a Keurig, which is wonderful, but so many still don't. So I have an old Tassimo that I used to use, so I bring that along and I just buy coffee for it. That way I don't have to run out, look for a coffee shop, and I absolutely hate the coffee that the hotels have. I have yet to find a hotel that has great coffee, aside from maybe Joffrey's at Disney World. But even that one, I like it much more for out of a Keurig than those little pouches that they provide you with. So anyways, so I like to bring my own Tassimo. I'm pretty sure this is probably the last time I'll be using the Tassimo, because I'm pretty sure it's slowly gonna go on a fritz, and I'm gonna have to buy a new one. But I was just looking at Keurigs, and they have a small size one that you can take along with you easily, just as easily. Yeah, so this is, like I said, this is my standard stuff that I take. Well, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new, I would love for you to press the subscribe button and stick around and see what we're all about. Until next time, have a great day.